been telling me she love me, but she love me not. Phone with him, trying to spin and push it off the block. I'm a real nigga, ask about me on the block. We done kill niggas, we be spinning on the ops, and we still with it. I been on my own and she want to come along, and we can't do no wrong. Promise, baby, we gon' make it through. Hold on, yeah, yeah. Baby, let me set the mood. There's an energy between me and you, yeah, yeah. And these bitches, they some dubs, yeah, they through, yeah, yeah. Can nobody come between me and you, yeah. I just met her in the club, nigga, VIP section. I was throwing dubs, nigga, VIP flexing. I ain't looking through her phone, trying to see who she texting. I know she don't love me, she just love the way these checks coming. When she leave, then the next coming, then the next coming, then the next coming. After that, then the best coming. Fuck it up, then the rest coming. She been telling me she love me, but she love me not. Phone with him, trying to spin and push it off the block. I'm a real nigga, ask about me on the block. We done kill niggas, we be spinning on the ops, and we still with it. I been on my own and she want to come along, and we can't do no wrong. Promise, baby, we gon' make it through. Hold on, yeah, yeah. I'm a demon. I've been in the field straight scheming, yeah, yeah. I really mean it. I be sliding, I don't even need a reason. I was really in the streets since a child, it was wild. Guns clapping through the crowd, it was loud. 30 in the blicky, hoodie down in the crowd. I can let them niggas see when I'm around. Bang on them, that umbrella come in handy, make it rain on them. Bullets flying through the air, ain't no name on them. Niggas playing like I'm square, put the gang on them. They catching bodies, they don't care. And I've been in that field with the first base, I'ma lead off with the steal. First place, I'ma lead them all with the kills. Tryna grow from a player to a star, I'm for real, yeah, yeah.
Nobody knows me like you know me. Slowly, nobody knows me. JP.
She been telling me she love me, but she love me not. Phone with him, trying to spin and push it off the block. I'm a real nigga, ask about me on the block. We done kill niggas, we be spinning on the ops, and we still with it. I been on my own and she want to come along, and we can't do no wrong. Promise, baby, we gon' make it through. Hold on, yeah, yeah. Baby, let me set the mood. There's an energy between me and you, yeah, yeah. And these bitches, they some dubs, yeah, they through, yeah, yeah. Can nobody come between me and you, yeah. I just met her in the club, nigga, VIP section. I was throwing dubs, nigga, VIP flexing. I ain't looking through her phone, trying to see who she texting. I know she don't love me, she just love the way these checks coming. When she leave, then the next coming, then the next coming, then the next coming. After that, then the best coming. Fuck it up, then the rest coming. She been telling me she love me, but she love me not. Phone with him, trying to spin and push it off the block. I'm a real nigga, ask about me on the block. We done kill niggas, we be spinning on the ops, and we still with it. I been on my own and she want to come along, and we.
All right. So when your camera's not on, yes sir. Cam activates. Afro me. Hold on, need some slight little background music. Probably should have all this set up, but hey, we're on with it. All these options are ass. I put this was gonna have to do. All right. It's kind of dark. Turn the light just a little bit. Hold on a second. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 5 of said solo podcast of Not a Podcast. This is episode 5, as stated before. Episode 1 through 4 is on my YouTube channel, So Fresh Adventures, if you do want to catch it and tune in. Where do I go? There we go. Last time I did a story time. This time I'm doing another story time based off of some things that have transpired. And by transpired, just meaning a nice little topic that I heard. And yes, I have the afro out. Hair is wild. Ooh, the next 4 days of work gonna be something else. But we're here with it. So, boom. This story time kind of consists of a continuation, kind of, sort of, not really, of the last story time I did, because it does revolve around somebody who I have met and dated after the previous thing that I explained into the last story time. So this one may not be as long, but if it is what it is. How did things go about? So this person that I have dated, and no, I'm not stating any names because they don't deserve that attention. Person I dated, I used to work with back when I was at dead end jobs and things of that nature. At first, I didn't think it was going to really spark into a relationship, but it kind of just happened. Most definitely just kind of just happened. Let me see. How do I want to go about it? So, started a new job. And it was kind of within like that first, I want to say month-ish, give or take, time period of, going through training and all of this and blah, 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 up the third. I showed up for the morning shift because they had to train me a little bit for the morning in case I ever got called in. They never called me in for the morning. Person I was training, she was like one of the head cooks there, whatever the case may be. And, chopped it up, good vibes, everything, exchanged numbers. Granted, me getting her number was for one thing versus her giving me her number was for something else. Life. Took my shot it, scored. Cool. At first, I didn't think she was really feeling me because, granted, there was an age gap in terms of she was older than me. It is what it is. And whatnot. But, she opened up a bit to the point to where one time she did text me asking if I was up and stuff like that. She did come over. She was a little bit more prepped up than usual, like a little bit more excited, a little bit more flirtatious, touchy, all that other stuff, to where kind of the start of how us being in a relationship kind of came into. I didn't think anything was going to push the limits, but she most definitely wanted to test some waters before fully facilitating the relationship. And once things had been facilitated, she most definitely had to lock and key it because, she didn't want to share me with the population, which is fine. I understand serious relationships. So throughout the course, things worked out fine and things were indeed okay. I would say she did have a lot of trauma that she personally did not get over and or really took the time to seek professional help in a sense. And I'm not saying like everybody needs to go see a therapist, but due to the fact of a lot of stuff that she has been through as terms of relationships, she never sought to, I won't say full on heal, but she most definitely carried that around a lot of it there. Granted, now I think she is better. I don't know. It's not necessarily my business, but yeah, it was a lot, and I mean a lot. But throughout the relationship, early stages, will always be early stages, fine, whatnot. She generally had her needs met and things like that. Try my best to always make her happy. Of course, arguments do transpire, disagreements do happen, me personally, as a person who I am as far as a relationship does go, I like to work out my problems. I like to talk out my problems because like me and you can't always just go to sleep mad at each other, right? And we gonna have to see a middle ground at least some point. And I'm not saying sometimes she didn't hold herself accountable because she knew that maybe she was tweaking a bit and maybe she was doing a little bit too much. But you know, we tried to resolve what we had to resolve. Um, After a point, it did become noticeable that a lot of times it was she constantly wanted to spend time together. And I'm cool with us spending time, but at the same time, we need space, right? And I say that over the course of if we see each other, spend time with each other, whatever the case may be, every day, especially since we were working in the same workplace, it's like, I see you at work, I'm around you at work. After work, we may spend some time together. You may spend the nights, you know, whatever the case may be. And just like maybe weekends, if I'm not at work, whatever, you know, you do your own thing, I do my own thing. Let's have this moment of separation. Right, a few hours away from each other or a day away from each other shouldn't cause issues. It indeed caused issues. What's up, Derica? Welcome into the Not a Podcast episode 5. Yes, I do have my afro out. Don't mind how it is looking because Grant is only saying like this for a few more days and then it's going right back to twist. But that's not the point that I'm trying to make. Right? But back on track. She, per se, most definitely at first was very into us building as far as a connection throughout the relationship, to where we may go on a date here and there, or not here and there, but like, you know, every other week, or at least like twice throughout the week, whatever the case may be. We go on a date, Again, I've never been the type to where I wouldn't do for my woman. If I have the means to be able to, I will. Especially when it comes to whatever job I work at or however much my income is. I knew how to kind of balance out how much to spend versus how much I need to save and stuff like that. So when it comes to, making sure that she got like flowers or she was able to get food, or when it came to just like things that she wanted, whether if it was like, because she was also big on cats, and she did have a cat for the time being, but I'm kind of straying each and every way with the story, so my fault, but that's the point. So with me spoiling in the sense of my woman never really seemed to be a problem with me if I had the means to do it. Like I said, everything was fine and dandy, but then that's when things started taking a turn, because she dealt with, and I hate to say this, but a lot of insecurities in the sense of, am I seeing other women? Is the reason why I don't want to spend time with her is because I'm scrutinizing with another woman? And it's just like, I just told you what I'm doing. Like, I'm home playing the game, or I'm at work, or kind of just taking this day just to relax and chill, or I'm asleep. Like, you making this whole hullabaloo about what? Nothing. So it did get to a point to where issues did arise, and it's like, you don't try to have things carried on, but it's like you can only explain so much about what you're doing and how you're moving before situations blow up. And I tried my best. I always tried to inform her properly. I always try to keep her in the loop. But it's just like, god damn. Yo, what's good, Jay? Welcome to the Not a Podcast episode 5. Just having a quick story time for today's episode / topic. Appreciate you for being here. But like I said, after a point it got to that, of course, things would work itself out to where it wasn't so many issues and whatnot. But of course, issues will still arise to where our relationship, for the most part, especially since we were together for like a year and some change, close to two, like it was good, it was okay, and it's not like no spiteful or type of oh well, I don't like her, I don't fuck with her, that type of stuff. But it's kind of just like, what are the things that I could have done better? Most definitely, especially now that I am older, I most definitely have realized that I'm not, and I always say this, I'm not the easiest to be in a relationship with, and that's just more so like doing the whole back and forth, doing the whole trying to confront you on some stuff, or just trying to solidify things. It's a lot, right? Uh, Me personally, it's like just respect me, right? Don't make things such a more of a hard time than it needs to be when it doesn't. Like, if it's something we can talk about, cool. If it's something that I feel like you should be able to express to me, cool. It's not like I'm gonna shoot you down off the course of how you feel, but it's like keep it a beam with me about how you feel. Can't read your mind, but you're mad and upset over X, Y, Z, or maybe something I said, and you're holding this little attitude and grudge. And then when I'm consistently asking you, hey, appreciate the follow, Jay. But it's like when I'm consistently answering you, like, yo, are you good? Are you okay? Like, is everything fine? And you're not really vocalizing, keep up the good work. I appreciate it, gang. I appreciate it. It's like you're not vocalizing it. It's just like, we're not getting anywhere. So after a point, I'm gonna stop answering and act like I don't care. Well, I guess my demeanor comes off as I don't care anymore. But then you get mad and upset if I stop answering, and it's like, oh, well, you don't care about me, you don't love me, this, that, and the third. It's just like, you're doing too much. I'm asking you something simplistic as, what's the matter? Just express what's the matter. Okay, well, I need to verbalize this more, or I need to do this more, or you weren't happy about what I said about this, or you weren't okay with what I said about that. That simple. Getting to the point, getting to the case. I don't stop who I'm in a relationship with vocalize themselves, but you got to be able to vocalize yourself, right? You can't expect me to sit here and study your mind and know everything, even if it's, oh well, I'm just in a bad mood. Okay, cool. Is there anything I can do to make it better? Do you want to spend time? Do you need your own space? Whatever the case may be. All right, you need your own space. Fine, awesome. If you need me, you can call me. You can text me. This is what I'll be doing. Boom, plain and simple. But like I said, the relationship started off good. There were hiccups in the road, but that's more so how she has been treated in the past and things like that. Um, it really did get to a point to where I did start working a new job, because roughly me and her quit the job that we were working at before. We started technically our own career paths down the line. Of she worked at this different location. I worked at that different location. No, I'm not gonna say it because that's none of the informations. Um, and it's like, okay, cool. Like whenever I was on break or on lunch, give a call. Try chopping it up with her. Especially since I worked later than she did. Like throughout the night shift, it was kind of a harder task of trying to keep communication up, but it made things a whole lot better in terms of how the relationship flowed. Um, it did happen probably like around when COVID hit, to where I started working more at home and remote and stuff like that, to where I had a little bit more freedom to be on my phone because I didn't have someone, walking around, looking about, or no manager kind of on my tail about it. And that's kind of necessarily where a problem did transpire, to where it was like she knew that and she would call me every chance she got, which I'm not mad about, which a lot of you might, oh, but that's sweet. Like but with me, honestly, it's like space is always a good thing. And I don't mean like taking the whole week apart from each other, but it's like throughout the day, if this is your day off and you know that I'm at work, me and you should not be on the phone until I get off of work. But you're getting mad and upset that I'm not paying you 100% of my attention because I'm at work, right? It's like, cool, you want to call me, you want to talk to me, maybe do a few hours, awesome, boom, we chat it up, go about your day. Do something. Go out with your friends, go do a hobby, whatever the case may be. If hey, when you get off work, do you want to do something? Cool, I'm down. Just answer. It's like you have to work with me in the sense. Being on the phone 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day. Mind you, I usually work 10-hour shifts, right? So being on the phone for damn near 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours within the day is just like I spend almost half the day with you. Not physically, but on the phone. So then you want to come over spend the night. It's just like I'm spending damn near the whole day with you, and I get it. Oh, well, what happens if you live together and you're gonna be with the person every day? Yes, I do understand that, but there should be no reason why you don't have anything to do to keep you busy, a hobby, something outside of me, right? I understand that a lot of people may be able to deal with being with their partner, being up under their partner 24/7, 7 days a week, whatever the case may be. But me personally, I cannot. I do like, having an hour or two, maybe even 2 hours to myself to do what I want to do, to be in my own lost train of thoughts. I don't want to feel like I have to, to the lesser extent, cater. I won't say necessarily cater to you, but it's like entertain you throughout the whole duration. Right? Sometimes I want to be with my homies. Sometimes I just want to talk on the game, talk shit. Sometimes it's just like I don't want to have to attend to someone else's feelings about this, that, and the third because of whatever. Like me personally, I generally like the space that is in between. And I don't think she realized that throughout the course of us dating because it's like, cool. I don't want to be the asshole to not pick up your phone call because, granted, I don't know. The world's kind of crazy and I would hate for something to happen to you. But being on the, if you know I'm at work and you know a lot of times I shift between talking to you to talking to whoever I'm speaking to or whatever I'm processing or whatever meeting I'm in, this, that, and the third, and I'm not giving you my attention, but you keep getting mad and upset because I'm not giving you my attention. It's like, find a hobby, please. Do something outside of me, right? Again, it did get to a multitude of points to where I don't know. Well, a lot of things shifted between for us, and of course, like she wanted to have kids like as soon as possible. Me personally, I want to, at least for the most part, get married. Like if you were engaged and then you might end up pregnant, stuff like that. Ooh, okay, that's one thing. But a ring on your finger to signify where we stand as far as our relationship, and then proceeding to bring a child into this world. Like that's how I want to operate. She generally wanted to have kids like as quickly as possible and stuff like that. But again, this has to do a lot with her past. I'm not gonna get into it because at the end of the day, it is her business, and I'm not gonna air out everything like that. This is not what my platform is used for. It, whether it's to bash somebody, talk shit about somebody, whatever the case may be. Granted, I talk shit about the anime community every day. That's never gonna change. But yeah, once and it's like I have no problem wanting to have kids with her. Don't get me wrong. But I do feel like there are steps to these things. And again, no, I don't want anybody to deem the mother of my child as my baby mom's. Granted, is there is that kind of a disrespectful term? Not fully, based upon a lot of different things that you could call people, but in accordance to how I want my family structure to be, and how I want things to be. I will want her to feel as if though that I'm taking this big commitment, not only with entrusting you into my life, but also including you more into my life with this set on commitment of getting a ring, putting a ring on your finger, and making sure that you have my last name if we get that far, right? To where then if we bring in a kid into the world, then I know our kid is growing up in a household with two parents who are trying their best to make sure that one, the kid has a better upbringing than the both of us, as well as that me and the wife in question can show our child or children how to, I don't want to say properly go about things in life, but have a full understanding of like what positive things to look for, if that makes sense. And a lot of times, things don't always work out that way, and it is what it is. Um, Kind of fast forwarding a bit. Uh, she did express. So me and her did have like a on and off type of relationship after a point, or like after like the halfway mark of us being together for a year. So like a year, 6 months. We had her on and off about being in a relationship. She was very adamant about us getting back together versus me, who I expressed it. I said I would rather us figure out what our problem is, have that sit down, have that talk, and have that discussion of okay, why do arguments arise so much? What is something that we need to improve on? What is something that we need to have that understanding for to kind of solidify us getting back together? Because I don't want to get back together if I know it's just going to be arguments and stuff like that. So I guess in her mind, she felt like, oh, I'm over her. I don't care about her. I'm moving on. And I don't want to get back to her when that was never the case. I even said we can go to counseling together. I gave suggestions. And I mean, at the end of the day, I tried. I've tried the keeping up communication, tried having it to where we can have a sit down talk and kind of try solidifying things and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. Did it succeed? Most definitely not. But for the most part, it was definitely, I won't say a struggle of being in a relationship with her, but it was definitely not my easiest relationship. Yes, she did provide a lot of positives in the relationship versus negatives, but due to how the negatives were, they most definitely outscaled the positives. Um, I will forever have love for the girl. If things ever transpire, does getting back together, I'll see. Most time, but I know me. A lot of times I don't really spin back in terms of my exes. Uh, I know we've most definitely had a final conversation. Not necessarily um anything like too crazy, but it was more so like how we could have did better in the relationship, and she kind of understands like, yeah, I fucked up with you, and it's trash that I fucked up with you because you weren't a bad guy. It wasn't like, oh, you did wrong by me or you treated me unfairly and stuff like that. It was that I personally had so much BS done to me and I took that out on you when you didn't have to. Mind you, and I don't advocate this, and I have spoken about this plenty of times on my channel, but abuse in a relationship, very much do not agree with. My fault. I dropped something. I'm looking for it. Yeah, I don't condone it. I don't tolerate it. I don't expect anybody to stay in a relationship. Mind you, did I stay in a relationship? Yes. Granted, did I most definitely say I'm leaving the relationship? Also, yes. She did try everything in her power to, apologize and be sorry for it because it wasn't a warranted you putting your hands on me situation. Right? But again, this is the stuff that she had to deal with in the past. So it was like, it was a learning process. Um, Most definitely learning process for me, as well as understanding that how much I do like being in relationships, how much I do I won't necessarily say put my woman on the pedestal in the sense, but like I cherish my woman, I care about my woman, and I will forever show love towards my woman. But at the end of the day, I give you your necessary space as much as I need my own necessary space. How much I may want to talk to you every day or text you every day and whatnot, shit's tiring. Especially taking into account that we may live together and stuff like that. I'm going to see you almost every day. Like, there's going to be multiple hours, double digits to me seeing you within a week. So it was like you doing your own hobby, me doing my own hobby is very needed. But yeah, I generally thought the relationship was going to turn out to that with being my wife, but shit, life happens, shit happens. We live and we learn, we move on. Have I spoken to her since? No. Haven't had the means to like I said, to have a conversation. Like I said, if the good Lord were to set that up, then that would be the good Lord's doing and not me going about my day or going out my way to do so. But other than that, I mean, moral is like, and most definitely like story wise or like lesson wise, I say boundaries is most definitely something that the two parties need to talk about, as well as giving your partner space. I understand that a lot of us go through kind of like the honeymoon phase and we want things to last and we want this person to be our forever and whatnot. But personally, and this is just me speaking, not everybody will have the same experience. I would always take of doing things alone, meaning you find your own hobby, going out, enjoying nature, whatever the case may be, them doing their own hobby. We don't always have to be together. We don't always have to be up under each other, stuff like that. I will most definitely say that communication is always going to be a key thing that I do promote because a lot of us suck at it. And understanding is something that should follow up, as well as listening and trying to kind of see the actions being done from the other person's perspective. I understand that times are usually tough, and maybe we don't think our actions towards that person can cause an effect, but it really does. Have I learned and grown from that relationship? I have, because there's a lot of things I don't tolerate. There's a lot of things that is just not needed, and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, yeah, that's really it. I know this one wasn't as like, oh, problem here, but it's more so just a topic that I wanted to discuss upon due to me being in the stream last night, and kind of how everybody was speaking about it. It kind of sparked an idea. So yeah, but that is me for at least this podcast. I will be streaming. I'm gonna be playing some Wukong and stuff like that again. If you want to catch these things live, you are free to join me as SoFresh Prince or SoFresh_Prince on the good old app called Twitch. If you are watching this at YouTube form, but other than that, I will try to upload this video this week, hopefully. Again, communicate boundaries with your partner. Spend time, make time for each other, but also spend time for yourselves. Get a hobby, do things, keep yourself busy, stuff like that. For me personally, a lot of times I do try doing things that decompress, or at least trying to find ways of building myself up further. Right now, I know I'm kind of in a rough patch. I am kind of going through the storm, unforeseen, but everybody goes through trials and tribulations at some point throughout their life. Currently, I am going through mine, and just trying to come out victorious. Not trying to let the storm beat me, but be able to walk through the storm as best as possible. But yeah, again, that is it for me in terms of the podcast. I do appreciate everybody for coming through, stopping by and stuff like that, or listening to it. If you are on the YouTubes, I will catch y'all next week with the episode 6. I may do something special. Episode 6. We'll see how that pans out. But until next time, that is me. All right. Deuces. I am still going to be streaming, so I'm not in the stream, but I am in the podcast.
Get sturdy, pussy.
Magic. I fell in love with a witch and it's true. She far from average. I don't want to be with nobody if it ain't you. This shit is madness. All of this sadness.
I'm tired.